Could Lamar Jackson come to Minnesota? Would he really leave the Baltimore Ravens, the team he's been with since his rookie year, the team that took a shot on him in the first round when nobody else wanted him? Well, we'll be breaking down that in today's video. Now, I know most of you know the name Lamar Jackson. He's the 2019 AP MVP. He's a one-time All-Pro, two-time Pro Bowler. He has 12,209 yards and 101 touchdowns in his NFL career, along with some crazy rushing numbers, averaging around 800 plus yards per season on the ground. Now, Lamar Jackson is getting a little bit interesting as he's been turning down multiple contracts from the Baltimore Ravens, as he believes he's worth longer than a short-term deal, which seems to be what they're wanting to give him right now. Now, the Vikings, on the other hand, they have an aging Kirk Cousins, and trading, well, not trading, because he's a non-exclusive. Lamar Jackson is a non-exclusive free agent. So what it looked like is pretty much a team would have to offer the Baltimore Ravens contract. They get 5 days to match it. If they don't match it, the team would send 2 first-round picks and get Lamar Jackson. Now, if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm not liking this, because only 2 first-round picks for an MVP when the Texans got a haul for Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson is nowhere near MVP level. He might have been able to win it a couple years ago, but Lamar is on a different level. So if I'm a Ravens fan, I'm concerned about this. And the Ravens, they have balls, because they know a lot of teams like the Falcons and the Jets, for that matter. They don't want to take themselves out of the Jets already pretty much have Aaron Rodgers. They're finalizing a trade, but they don't want to take themselves out of the Aaron Rodgers sweepstakes. And the Falcons, they are going to stick with the guys they have right now. So the Vikings, I think, might be a dark horse landing spot for Lamar Jackson. And the Vikings run a lot of play action in Minnesota, and I think Lamar could really feed off play action. He's never had a true wide receiver one. The best wide receivers ever had was Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews. And by getting a tight end similar to Mark Andrews and T.J. Hawkinson, and then getting the best receiver in football, and Justin Jefferson with an offensive-minded coach, and possibly, if Dalvin Cook is still there, Dalvin Cook. That's a deadly offense on its own with Kirk Cousins. Now, let's see what a possible contract would look like. I'm thinking around a 5-year, 6-year, $250 million contract with like $160 million guaranteed, because the Deshaun Watson contract is what the Deshaun Watson contract pretty much set the tone for everyone, as he got massively overpaid by the Cleveland Browns, and that would be $50 million a year for Lamar Jackson by the contract I just said. I don't think it'd be that high, but I think it'd be around $50 million, high 40s. But for an MVP quarterback and a player like Lamar, I think it's definitely worth the money. And see, if I was a Vikings fan, well, I am a Vikings fan, but see, how it would look is we would place an offer on Lamar. Let's say the Ravens don't match it, or let's say they do match it really quick. Then they would, I think, believe there would be some more back and forth, but I don't think the Vikings would want to go any higher than what they would be offering, because that'd be 50+ mil range, or 45 plus, 40 mil plus. And I mean, Lamar might be worth it, but it's getting expensive. And then if the Ravens don't match it, sorry, I'm blanking on words right now. Let's say the Ravens don't match it. The Vikings sign Lamar to, let's say, a 5-year, 6-year, $50 million contract, or $40 million contract with like $100+ million guaranteed, something like that, because he's going to want the guaranteed money. He's going to want a long-term deal with the team, so they're actually devoted to him. And then the Vikings, after let's say they get that deal, all right, they're going to have to send 2 first-round picks to Baltimore, which I think is more than worth it for an MVP quarterback, and a quarterback of Lamar's caliber, a proven quarterback. And the Vikings, they were ranked with the best like healthcare facilities by players and the coaches, and they are just a great facility if they can keep Lamar healthy. I think Lamar can really thrive in Kevin O'Connell's play action offense. And imagine Lamar rolling out on a play action, rolling to his right, throws a bomb to Justin Jefferson, or he keeps it and he runs 50 yards on the field for a touchdown. That offense would be lethal. You have to guard the run, and you can't not devote everything to the run, because then you have Justin Jefferson streaking down the field, T.J. Hawkinson streaking down the field, and if you try to cover them, you'll have a quarterback who will be running at you and hurdling, juking you, everything, and you'll be down the field in a blink of an eye. The offense will be so deadly, and you can just dump it off to Dalvin Cook if Dalvin Cook's still there, and Dalvin Cook can explode. And I personally don't think this would happen, but let's say it does happen. This is like a hypothetical video. If it does happen, the Vikings would probably trade Kirk Cousins for a single first-round pick, maybe 2 first-round picks, but I don't think that happened because of his age. Maybe like a 1 first-round pick, a couple seconds. Sorry, someone just fell in my background. A 1 first-round pick, maybe 2nd-round pick, 3rd-round pick. You get the idea. Probably get a good haul for him and trade him to a team, maybe like the Texans, a mentor, probably Bryce Young, or Panthers, C.J. Stroud. Like any of those teams to be the mentor, bridge quarterback that can really help develop a young quarterback, and Kirk Cousins is willing to do that. And by trading him, you regain some capital from sending 2 first-round picks for Lamar Jackson. You'd regain some draft capital while still being contender, and you can help improve the defense, as the Vikings would have $120 million in cap space in 2024. Now, if the Lamar gets signed, that's like, let's just say $45 million. Now you have $45 million, and then a Justin Jefferson contract, which would be $30 million. So you're already $7 million for that. And now you're sitting at around, 1 second, I'm pulling a calculator really quick. Now you're sitting around $50 million, and let's say the T.J. Hawkinson extension, that's probably going to be, let's say, $12 million. And then Daniel Hunter, that's going to be probably $15 million. And now we're sitting at like $20 million after all those big names are signed, and that's not counting like small free agencies. So let's just say you have like $20 million after signing Lamar and re-signing everyone to stay in Minnesota, and you have $20 million to help beef up that worst defense in the NFL. Now, I don't know how good the defense would be with Brian Flores, but I think it would be pretty elite, because Brian Flores knows what he wants. But we released Duke Shelley, which I'm really excited about, but it's Brian Flores, and it's his team, his defense, so he's going to know what's best. But we'll have $23 million to work with, hypothetically, if all that happens. And I think it's possible, but I don't think it will happen. I'm Preston Johnson. This is All Eyes North. Catch you guys in the next one.
For 3-on-2. Brutus to Marshall. He's got